My perspective on hair design is that simply curly hair is gorgeous hair, and also that the cut is the foundation of all curly hairstyles. I have created styles for celebrities over the last 25 years for album covers, for editorial work, for television commercials, fashion shows. It just goes on and on and on. Today I have my model Janae, and she has very coily hair. Her hair is big and beautiful, and it's a beautiful curly afro. So before I start the cut, it's important to blow out her hair first because I want to see the texture in her hair when I'm cutting. When I'm cutting hair, I approach the hair with texture in mind. So I do not look at the skin color or the nationality. I only look at the texture of the hair and the type of hair. And then I can approach the hair for the cut, whether I'm gonna cut it wet or dry, or curly or straight. So the 8 universal textures really range from a little straight with loose waves all the way to highly textured hair, which is coily hair and zigzag curls. When you are looking at haircuts, you should know the universal curl pattern. If you understand this curl pattern, then it will make it easy for anyone to approach a curly haircut. So using my wide tooth tail comb, I'm gonna section off the hair. Janae was growing out an asymmetrical cut, so she had, elevation in the back, 45-degree angles on the side, and she had a triangle effect going on in her hair. So I had to even out the cut, soften up the triangle, and create a little movement in her hair. Now that I've created the inverted V, I'm going to create my perimeter guideline around the whole head. And that is how you normally approach all cuts, is to create a V or a triangle, an inverted V, and then that is how you're going to create your first perimeter guideline. I'm gonna take off about 3 inches of her hair. So we're gonna create the perimeter all around, and then I'm gonna start my layering. And I'm gonna actually go in and do a 90-degree layering because I want her to have medium layers and all around, and then we're going to do 90 degrees on top as well. Once I finish the layering, then I'm gonna go in and do my fine tuning, which will include dusting and texturizing the hair, one side at a time. And then I started the cut like I always start cuts, with the right below or above the occipital bone, and create your first guideline. So I just completed the entire perimeter guideline. And just so you know, I used 0-degree elevation for my first perimeter cut. And as I brought down the hair, I actually went up 2 levels, 2 finger levels, to complete the perimeter guideline all over. Once I've completed the entire guideline, I'm gonna start in the back again and go in and create my 90-degree angles, do my texturizing and my point cutting. When you have coily hair or highly textured hair, it's heavy, it's weighty, it's dense. So I need a thicker, heavier shear, normally a 5.5, and that just gives me the weight that I need to cut into the heavy and the dense hair. So I just completed my entire layering on the right side, and I'm gonna go in and do my fine tuning with some dusting and freehand to rid the triangle effect here. This is a really important technique right here. I'm going to freehand the line again here, and I'm also going to cut into the hair to get this triangle out. And this is how you're going to take the triangle out without actually taking any length off of the hair. Well, the first tip I would give to any hairstylist is just to really keep an open mind when you're cutting anybody's hair. If you know the foundation of cutting and you love cutting, you should want to experiment with all textures, whether it's straight, silky, or highly textured. So I just wanted to tell you a little technique of my dusting to also round off the edges before you actually go in and prune and slice. So basically you're going to take your section after you've cut the layers in the 90-degree. You're going to hold it up, you're going to point cut, and then start rounding the edges right in here. Now that I've completed the entire perimeter and my fine tuning, what you're going to do is you're going to take your hands and you're going to check the hair. You're going to fluff it up, comb through it so you can see that your angles are completely gone, and if not, just go back in and fine tune some more with your slicing freehand style. Come to the front, check your hair, check both sides, make sure everything's even, and it is. See the roundness, beautiful. So basically, this is your traveling guideline right in here. We've created that from before. You're going to take the front section to the guideline, the traveling guideline, match it up, and then you're going to create your new line for the crown area. Well, the first rule of thumb in cutting any hair is to know what the client's desires are. So with curly girls, it's always going to appear like you cut more than you really did because their hair bounces back or the curl retention is tighter. When you look at the hair, determine how much bounce back. Once you determine that and you determine what the client's needs and wants are, you want to just cut less because it's going to always appear like you cut more. And now we're going to actually go in and thin the top with large point cutting, deep point cutting. So now I'm going to create distinct bangs for Janae. And as you can see, I created a triangle effect and parted it off. Then I'm gonna go in from both sides and blend the sides in with a 45-degree angle, blending both sides. When you're creating bangs for coily hair, you want to remember that coily hair springs back. So you have to allow for the spring back. And you're going to move your hand up and down until you find the place where the hair falls naturally. I'm not putting any tension on my fingers. I'm just stretching the hair back and forth When I find the place where the hair is naturally falls with no tension, you're going to firmly hold your fingers in the hair and then create your line. The cut is almost complete. But before we finish up, I'm just gonna go in, cross-check, make sure all my lines are even, and I do a little more texturizing or dusting if need be. I'm gonna start from the back, take large sections, and just cross-check your work. Notice how you can see all the angles in the hair now. This is Janae's hair when it's blown out and finished cut. So now I'm going to apply curly enhancing products because Janae doesn't wear her hair like this. She actually wears it naturally curly. So to create the curls and elongate the curls because she has coily hair, I'm going to wet her hair down, apply the enhancing curl product with the leave-in conditioner, and then I'm going to place her under the dryer for about 10 to 15 minutes and then finger comb her hair. Smooth it in, elongate the curls. The foam is going to hold the curls. Go back in with your comb and section again. You're going to stretch, bounce, stretch, and bounce. As you can see, Janae's curls are completely defined. You can see the little ringlets in there, and that's all her natural curl with the curl enhancing products. Right now, her hair is laying flat, but you can see the cut. It's rounded and not angled anymore. After we put her under the hair dryer for about 10 to 15 minutes, I will complete the style and finish her off by fluffing her up and finger combing her. And now you just want to recreate the way the hair actually falls. So just pull the hair out, stretch it out. Do not disturb the curls. Do not comb into the hair. Just use your hands and stretch the hair out. As you can see, the hair is really coming alive. And this is the Coily curly cut that we just completed and styled on Janae. Look at the curls are very spirally, they're defined, and with a lot of body and movement. How do you like your cut, Janae?
I love it.
I love it too. For more videos on natural hair and curly hair, go to Milady Education Network. I'm Diane Da Costa.